If you're an Etsy seller looking to expand your print-on-demand or POD business with hoodies, you are in the right place. In today's video, we'll explore 5 lucrative hoodie niches that you definitely don't want to miss out on. But before we dive in, let's take a quick look at some hoodie stats to set the stage. We're looking at some stats here from eRank. I will leave them linked down below. They are a paid tool, but that's how I'm doing this research. We see in the average searches there, over to the left top bar, it's green, lots of searches, people monthly coming in to Etsy and in the search bar looking up hoodies. On the bottom there, we see that red bar, Etsy competition. So there's also lots of Etsy competition for this product. That is okay. That should not scare you away. That just means we need to find some nice little niches in there that aren't getting as much competition. And then we look over at the search trend to the middle of the screen, and you can see it's pretty, there's nice volume just about every single month with a dip over the summer, but then it quickly rises back up, and we've got lots of search volume toward the end of the summer and coming into fall and winter as well. Something I want to call to your attention is that even though when you're looking at stats like this and you see dips at certain times in the year overall for like hoodie, like we were just looking at, that doesn't mean that every single niche that you're selling on a hoodie has a drop during that month. So there are particular months, if you do some research for any product, that are going to spike during different months. And so during that period of time during the year, if you wanted to make sure that you're still selling hoodies, maybe you're primarily selling hoodies in your shop, then you can find niches that rise during those months, even though the product overall is dipping during a particular month. I primarily sell t-shirts. I've got a couple hoodies in my shop. I've got a bunch of sweatshirts also. And I've really worked hard since I've opened my shop to make sure that I'm working in niches that sell in different times of the year. So I'm making consistent sales and consistent profits over the course of the year. And a great benefit of having hoodies in your shop is that you can often get larger profit margins for a hoodie than you can a t-shirt. So just a great bonus for adding that product to your shop. The first hoodie niche that we're going to discuss today is Y2K hoodie. Now you've probably heard people talking about Y2K, or maybe you've been on Etsy and you've done some research and you're seeing Y2K popping up a lot. This is a really hot niche overall right now on many products, but specifically it made my hoodie list because of the stats we see on eRank. These are great stats. We see the average searches for Y2K hoodie are 4,345 customers, potential customers coming into Etsy and typing in Y2K hoodie every single month. And on the bottom there, we see Etsy competition, and it's also green, which is great. And that looks like just a little over 18,000 listings in all on Etsy currently that have the term Y2K hoodie in their SEO, in their title, and in their tags. And then you can see the search trend there too, if you want to take note of that over there in the middle of the screen. So what is the Y2K niche? What exactly are people looking for when they are typing Y2K hoodie into the search bar? What kinds of designs are they actually looking for? And then I'll give you a quick hack at the end that involves Kittle, a really quick way that you can make some of these Y2K designs. So the Y2K niche takes us back to the early 2000s. It's kind of got nostalgic vibes. The Y2K fashion is short for year 2000 fashion. And it's characterized by futuristic elements and bold colors. But let's dive a little deeper into that so we can begin to understand how to create designs for our hoodies for this niche. The Y2K fashion has made a major comeback in recent years, fueled by nostalgia and a renewed interest in the early 2000s culture. Celebrities and influencers alike have been spotted rocking Y2K inspired looks, making it a must-have trend for fashion-forward individuals. So it's our job to figure out then how to incorporate this look into our t-shirt and our hoodie designs. 4 things to consider when you're putting together your Y2K designs. You want to use vibrant colors. Y2K fashion was all about bold and vibrant colors. So you might use a color palette that includes bright pinks, purples, blues, and yellows, and you might even try using some gradient effects. Second, you're going to want retro graphics. So you could incorporate retro graphics that were popular during the Y2K era, such as pixel art, abstract shapes, funky patterns like checkerboard or polka dots. You could think about iconic imagery from the early 2000s like cassette tapes, VHS tapes, or early video game consoles. You might think about adding futuristic elements. Y2K fashion often had a futuristic edge to it. So integrate elements like geometric shapes and elements having to do with technology. And then your typography or your fonts that you're choosing to use. You want to experiment with retro typography styles that were popular in the early 2000s. Kittle has this totally covered there. I'm going to show you some great examples to kind of get your feet wet with that here in a second. Before we jump on Kittle, I'll show you a few examples of hoodies that I thought were encompassing this Y2K look. And some of the looks can be very different. They all had the term Y2K hoodie in their SEO. I saw a lot of sweatshirts or hoodies rather. You see the circle there around the planet and those stars. Those elements seem to be present, that little circle or stars added. Also, the little walking characters seem to be present in a lot of these designs as we see them here. And on Creative Fabrica, I saw a lot of fun bundles. I'll leave Creative Fabrica linked down below. It's a great website that you can go and download images to use in your designs. And if you have a membership with Creative Fabrica, you'll get a little discount if you use the code I left down below, but you'll be able to use those images on your designs that you're selling in your Etsy shop, as long as you're paying attention to the licenses. I like to go for ones with the POD license. And so here we see, a fun bundle with these images of cassette tapes and old cell phones and ring pops and roller skates. And this one had some nice examples of the types of fonts that would be fun to use in these designs. We're going to jump on Kittle real quick. We can kind of fast pace ourselves to getting comfortable with this design style by going to Kittle. I'm going to put Y2K in the search bar here, and I'm going to click Y2K streetwear t-shirt graphic. And we're just going to look through the t-shirt templates and learn a little bit about this. I see the checkered design here. I see these little circles here with the grids, like a little globe type grid. I've seen this in a lot of Y2K designs. We've got kind of a retro font here with a guy, like a funny little character. We've got our our little characters here, the walking little retro looking characters. Another place that I really thought was helpful was the logos. So these are logo templates now for Y2K. And you can see there where it's global, we see that ring around kind of the globe, and we've got the grid there on the globe again. Again, I saw that element in a lot of Y2K type designs. And as we kind of look through here, this one here with this kind of like futuristic font, and then that circle element and the star element. And as we come along here, I see this really colorful one over to the left, and lots of little kind of Y2K type elements here that I was seeing on a lot of designs. So we could use this to kind of create just a quick design. Now, I've not gone through and researched this. I'm just giving us kind of a starting point. So please don't think to go use this and think that we've done a well-researched design here. Just kind of showing you what's available here and a jumping off point. So we can edit this, and now we can use this if we find that there is proof in the market that this would be a good selling type of design. We can go through with these templates and just change pieces as needed. So I changed the text here to say 4th grade. And I can edit the way the text looks. If I want to make it shape to maybe the shooting star a little bit more, I can play with that. I could delete the star if I wanted to, or whatever piece of the element I would want. And of course, I'd want to take the background off of this before putting it on a shirt so that we don't have that black background. I do have a link to Kittle down below, and you will get a little discount when you use that link if you're interested in trying out those templates or those logos. So that's a kind of a fun, easy way to get our feet wet with getting comfortable in making these Y2K style designs. If you would like to see an entire video on the Y2K trend, just let me know down in the comments, or if you had something you wanted to add that you know a little bit about in that trend. Help us out and let's share that info down in the comments. The second hoodie niche that has great stats, we're going to look at the stats here in just a second, isn't really a niche at all. It's purple hoodies. Purple hoodies is something that is highly searched but has relatively low competition, Etsy competition. Let's jump on Printify real quick and I'll show you which purple hoodie I would use. In Printify, we can head into our catalog. I'm going to go to Hoodies, and I'm going to use this heavy blend hooded sweatshirt, the Gildan 18,500. And I'm going to go show additional providers because I like to choose my provider. You want to make sure they have purple. SwiftPod and Monster Digital are the two that I am most familiar with and that I have used to print items on the most. They both have purple. I'm going to click into SwiftPod. They have more areas to print on usually. So we've got all these colors here that are available, including purple. And we've got the backside, the sleeve left, the sleeve right, and even a neck label. I haven't played at all with printing the neck labels, but if you're trying to really create a brand, that could be something you want to use. And there's your printing space right there. So this is the one I would use if I were doing a purple hoodie. And we'll just use one of their graphics real quick and we'll throw it in here just to get an idea of the fun way that might look. Coming in third on our hoodie niche list is nurse hoodies. The nurse hoodie has yellow average searches, so not as good as green, but the Etsy competition is green. And what's really cool about the nurse niche as a whole is that there are places in the nurse niche with a lot of potential. So now if we used eRank to look up different types of nurses, we could find little gaps there. Like maybe we find that doula products are highly searched but have low competition. The nurse niche is a great place to try scaling out your designs and niching down, always thinking about how to niche down. So you might try designs targeting specific types of nurses, like an ER nurse or a doula or a school nurse. The fourth hoodie niche on our list with relatively low Etsy competition and high monthly search volumes is the blanket hoodie. Now, I recently did a video, I'll pop it up here in the corner and I'll link it down below also so you can click on it and watch it after this video if it's something that you're interested. It was about blanket niches, and I did some top blanket niches that had low competition and high monthly search volumes. The blanket is another product where you can command a higher profit margin, a lot higher than usually that you're gonna get for t-shirts for your profit. So the hooded blanket is something that really popped up for me there. I didn't use it there because I had some really other great niches I wanted to share, but it was popping up for me here, so I went ahead and added this. It's not really a hoodie, but it is the hooded blanket. And the actual phrase that people are popping into the search bar on Etsy is blanket hoodie. You see that there at the top, blanket hoodie. And we see the average searches. That's the amount of people every single month that are coming in on average and typing the words blanket hoodie are 715 each month. And then the total Etsy competition, so the amount of listings that have the phrase blanket hoodie in either the title or the tags, is a total of 4,665 listings. You can find this product on Printify. Here I am. I'm going to skip hoodies. I'm going to go over to blankets. And if you scroll down in the blankets here, we find the hooded blanket, hooded Sherpa fleece blanket. And this would be the one you would want to use. And you drop your design right here in this space and they would create these mock-up for you, these mock-up photos for you. And the fifth hoodie niche on our list today, this is another one that's more of a type of hoodie rather than so much a hoodie niche, and that is the zip up hoodie. Back on eRank, we see the phrase zip up hoodie is in 1,859 monthly searches, while the Etsy competition, there's a total of 12,680 listings with the phrase zip up hoodie in them. I've got one more official hoodie niche for you, and then I have a bonus for you. It's one that spikes over the summer. So even though hoodies overall have a dip during the summer, this particular niche spikes on hoodies over the summer. But before we jump into that, I'll invite you to subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber already and you'd like to see me pop up in your feed more often. Hi, I'm Simply Shawna. Nice to meet you if this is the first video that you've landed on. And if you're a regular around here, I'll invite you to boop the like button if you are enjoying this content so I know to make more content like it for you and that I'm actually making the kind of content that you'd like to see. Okay, so our next hoodie niche is the anime hoodie. So this is another one, for me at least, like the Y2K. It's going to be a learning curve if I try to start incorporating these design elements into my designs. So you can go over to Kittle again for anime hoodie, and you'll also have some additional help there because they will have some templates there with anime, but that's not a place that I'm used to designing in. But let's take a look at the stats because the stats are great. We see here anime hoodie has green average searches with 2,787 customers typing that into the search bar every month, with Etsy competition being yellow with a little over 20,000 listings with the phrase anime hoodie in them. When breaking into a new niche like this one, or any niche really, you really have to do your research. So I know for me specifically, if I were to start making anime types of designs, I am going to be needing to research what types of designs are selling across a bunch of products to get a vibe, to get a feel for what people are looking for when they are buying anime. Now, you want to keep in mind also not to use any trademarked things. So you don't want to use any popular or unpopular anime cartoon characters or anything like that, or phrases that are trademarked from these cartoons or movies. I promised you a bonus, and it is the beach hoodie. It's also got some great stats, but it spikes during the summer. So if you already have hoodies in your shop and you're looking to boost sales over the summer, you might want to add some beach hoodies to your shop. I saw a lot of popular ones already selling on Etsy. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll see you in this one next, but of course, not until after that tip from Tucker. Tucker, take it away.